So I'm sitting here, some time to kill. Gotta go to the doctor's appointment. And I saw this crazy cemetery. It's pretty cool. It's huge. I was looking around at all the tombstones and stuff. I find cemeteries really interesting, especially like ones that are like really old. So you have like literally people like born in the 1700s at this place. So it's pretty cool. I'm just looking at some of the old stuff, like people that are like in cavalry for like crazy wars, like Civil War and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I like looking at that stuff for some weird reason. And, I'm looking at this one. It's like a tomb. I'll drive by it and show you. Like, I always wondered, are the caskets in there so they're not underground? I thought this was a fitting place to review this comic because it deserves to be buried. It sucks. This comic's really funny. So I read the first one and I was like, I think I did the second one as well. And then I kind of just backed off from it because I thought it was terrible. It's funny that this comic was sold as a comic for everybody. No matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, you'll enjoy Border Town. You'll like it. That's not true. This comic's for nobody, really. It's for the group of friends that made it so they can pass it around and go, look what we did about Don't Trumper. We made fun of him in this comic, him and his old legion of fans. That's pretty much what this is. And the comic industry is so, like, cooked that they will literally publish anything. You mess up, you don't need to fix that. You're A for effort, guy. So this comic, man, it's pretty terrible. We can go into it a little bit. We learn about some of the characters. I really don't know what's going on in this book, other than, like, this book is drawn and written by straight up beggars. For real. The artist, Villalobos, and Bonneville in there, those are the two of the most hateful people in comics, for real. I don't know too much about, what's this, Eric guy? I don't know too much about him. I really don't know a lot about him. But the other two, and the way they act, I think it's pretty safe to say that he's probably a jagoff. Yeah, safe to say. So we learn about one of the characters' parents, who, of course, came to America illegally. Nothing wrong with that in these people's minds. The borders, I mean, we don't even need to have those. We should just be one big nation. So, I just find this funny. This book is totally propaganda for that. They want you to, embrace that, be okay with it. There's nothing wrong with it. And if you don't like it, racist! Pretty much. So, we learn their story and how they came here. And then we learn about their daughter, who had no idea. We get to learn how she learns about how she's pretty much a criminal. And it starts off where she wants to go get a library card. Of course, don't forget the fuck shit. I got to be careful with the swearing. So she's like, it says that I need a library card to get on the Wi-Fi here. And let's get you signed up. All we need is a photo ID, proof of Arrowhead County residence, and my journalism teacher showed me some samples of my writing to the editor at the actual city newspaper, and they want to hire me to write a teen's perspective column. This is the coolest thing that I have ever had happen to me. And then she learns that her parents broke the law, and she's disappointed that her parents are criminals. And that sets the stage for why she is bitter and hates everybody and totes a gun around and literally shoots a monster at the end of the book. But that's not the real gem here. The real gem is their depiction of conservatives, as always. Now you go in here, and so there's a school rally, and they're trying to get hype for a game. And they literally bring in the sheriff, who is a parody, straight up, of, what's the name of that black conservative sheriff? I can't think of his name, but he's always, like, going on, like, Fox News and stuff. He's really funny. I like his attitude, because he's just like, I don't care about your feelings. And this guy is blatantly a parody of him. And to get some dialogue like this. I'll do it in the muty voice. All right, everybody. Now, y'all were excited, but please settle down and take y'all's seats. There's no denying it. Our dusty little border town has been turned into a battleground these past few years. When them liberals in Washington stalled the president's wall between our peaceful oasis and the bad hombres across the border, you kids lie vulnerable. Lucky for y'all, for all of us, we have an honest-to-God superhero on our side. It's my great pleasure to introduce you, Sheriff Arnie Hernandez. And then we get this line by the super unlikable main character who literally beat a kid almost to death in the first issue on the idea he might be a racist. And we meet the sheriff. Once again, the Snickers ad is better drawn and more interesting than the comic itself. When you're not you when you're hungry. I feel like the people who made this comic, maybe they needed a Snickers bar. So, of course, we get introduced to this sheriff guy, and look how they draw him. Now, y'all already know who I am. Some of you disagree with my politics. But I'm not here today to talk politics. Safety isn't political. Having rules isn't political. Without rules, we have chaos. We have anarchy. We have people doing whatever they want, wherever they want, to whoever they want. Somebody has to be in charge or the world goes to hell. And it just so happens that I am the one presently in charge. And of course, this guy's yelling a yawn. What? So we get to see who this guy is. He's, of course, depicted as playing dress up and talking to himself in the mirror. Of course, he beats POC as a sadistic person to animals and all that fun stuff, because that's how they see you. So, long story short here, this guy's the guy that got beat almost to death in the first issue. He's become a slave to a Mexican folklore character. Who is that? That's who this is, I guess. It's like a Day of the Dead death or something. And he becomes enslaved to her. Of course, right? I mean, that's sticking it to the man or something. I don't know what these people are trying to accomplish with this book. It's some forced swearing. This book sucks. And, yeah, as tribute, I feel that we should bury it at the cemetery. Let's give it a proper resting place. So, let me know what you think about this book. I'm not going to go on anymore that it sucks. I picked it up on a whim just to see if there was anything more bad going on. The art's terrible. I don't know how this Villalobos guy gets so much work. His art's terrible. Bond villain is getting a little stale too. It's really weird to me that awesome books like Sovereign, which you should check out on Indiegogo, get passed up for legitimate garbage like this that belongs like on a web comic. Like, this is a straight up Tumblr web comic that has no business being published by DC. No one is interested in this, and the sales for the book prove it. So anyway, throw me a like, throw me a comment, subscribe, make sweet love to that notification bell, share the video, and let's go bury this book. Hey, real quick, see this thing too right here? So are the caskets like inside of that? If someone knows the answer to that, let me know. I think that's interesting. What a rich person to have had the money to resurrect that in the 1800s. To say a few words for the dead here. Feel bad for leaving crap in this dude's land. But anyway, like and subscribe. See ya.